14 females. I can tell you that after a series of exchanges in the last hour with top officials of the U.S. bid, they were absolutely convinced when they woke up this morning that they had lock-cinch 35 committed votes. 35 people who told them, we're going to vote for you in the first round. They ended up getting a mere 18. As they now deconstruct, or think they're deconstructing what happened, they believe they were totally fooled, ironically, by much of the African vote, which they believe had been actually committed to them, and most of which now seems, on the first round at least, to have gone to Tokyo. Why Tokyo? Well, in the theory of what happened that the Chicagoans now possess as they fly back here, they believe that they were snookered by the head of the International Olympic Committee, Mr. Rogi, who from the beginning wanted to have the Olympics for the first time in South America, and who then convinced the Africans on the first ballot to vote for Tokyo because in his mind it had the best technical bid, that from all these criteria that they apparently use, it was the strongest. Vote for them. They won't ultimately make it. We know you want the U.S. They'll still be in by the second round. And when he did that, and when supposedly they followed his urgings, Chicago was seemingly snookered.
Sure. Jim, can I take from your answer there that it really made no difference whether the president went or not, that this was over before Air Force One left American soil?
Yeah, I mean, I think all along, I mean, I personally thought in talking to some folks, and it's not as if I've, talked to a ton of IOC members, that Rio clearly was absolute front runner, and Madrid was probably second as a result of the huge influence of, I think, what, the 90-year-old Mr. Samaranch, who put a lot of these folks on the IOC and was sort of guilt-tripping them about voting for Madrid, which the last time out actually had more votes in the first round than London when it came to the competition for the 2012 Summer Olympics. In retrospect, yes, it probably didn't make a difference, and I don't think that the bid this morning, the presentation this morning, was terribly overwhelming, and at least knock on wood that President Obama was there, because I think Mayor Daley and the head of the Chicago Bid Committee, if you saw it, I thought they were lacking in a certain passion, and Obama in some ways saved the bid, particularly when the basic question was asked during the question-and-answer period, well, what's going to be the legacy of this bid? And the person who was chosen to answer it fumbled it so badly that the president clearly asked the head of the Chicago group, can I take a swing at that? And if you were watching, he did a much, much better job. So
he certainly did.
I agree with I agree with Jan Schakowsky. If he hadn't shown up and we'd lost, he'd been bashed. Should he have worked a lot harder? Who knows? I think the fix was in.
And finally, Jim, is there any response from the Obama White House to all the negativity that's been thrown out there by Republicans and by right-wing talkers of America that have just in this sound chamber, just their negative attitude towards the whole thing? Has there been any response from the Obama team?
Well, at least explicitly, not today, but I think their point of view is just going to be look the other way, not to give legitimacy to those comments, look forward, say they were always obviously on point today, we'll go anywhere to support America, and I think the reality is, in retrospect, that this was not going to happen. Chicago, as great a city as it is, as much as we love it, was a huge long shot, and they deserve some credit for, at least getting the 18 votes that they got, because Rio had ultimately such a convincing case.